Hi, this is Mandy with Scott Leroy Marketing, and today's class is Smart Plans Overview. I want to share with you the difference between smart plans and campaigns, also the prep work that is very helpful in doing on the front end before you jump into smart plans. It'll save you some time, as well as how to find, edit, and even create a smart plan from scratch, as well as some tips and pro tips and tricks and things like that. Also want to show you the reports tab today in your command as well so that you can track those emails and how well that they're being received, if they're being opened, if you're being marked spam, that kind of thing. And then at the very end of class, I'll show you all the different ways to add contacts to smart plans because there's a lot. A lot of different ways, and the easiest is going to be bulk adding those contacts. So I'll make sure to show you that before the end of class. So if you are watching here live, again, please put questions in the chat. If I see them during class, I'll be sure to get those answered. If not, I'll stay a little bit after and answer them after class. And then if you are watching this back on recording from our YouTube channel, hi and welcome. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us via our email at support@scottleroymarketing.com, and we'll be happy to help you in any way that we possibly can. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and jump right in. So, the difference between smart plans and campaigns. Campaigns, think of them as a one and done kind of thing, like an email blast. Okay. So, if you're going to shoot out a listing or a need for a buyer or an open house, things like that, that would probably be best underneath the campaigns as an email campaign. Campaigns in your command are right over here on the left. It's the little bullhorn or megaphone, whichever one you want to call it. If you hit the red square up in the top, it'll actually pop out those names so you can see them a little bit better if you're not fully familiar with the icons just yet. But campaigns is right here. So again, think about one and done kind of things. An email blast one time, that's your go-to. Smart plans are going to be right here, fourth icon down. This is going to be more of like a nurture, a long play, a slow play. It's going to be an automation and huge leverage for your business because not only can it do automated emails, but it can also do automated texts and in bulk. You can also set up automated tasks for it to create for yourself. If you have processes in place for your business or you want to get processes in place, you can actually create smart plans not just for your contacts in your database, you can also create them for you. If you know there are things that you want to get done every day, every week, every quarter, or every year in your business, go ahead and make you a smart plan. Let that thing run and it'll send you the tasks when it's time, and they'll even have due dates on them. You can put hyperlinks in them. It's all kinds of goodness. So, huge leverage for your business. Think of these as drip campaigns. If you were with KW previously or have been for quite a while, we used to have things called the 5 by 5 by 5 or the 33 touch plan, things like that. This is now smart plans in your command. They've grown and evolved. So that is the difference between smart plans and campaigns. Again, if you got questions, let me know. Let's jump into the prep work before you jump into the smart plans tab. Okay, I'm going to get into this in depth. I'm going to show you all the navigation in there, how to do everything within that tab. However, I want to show you the front end work that is going to make your life a little bit easier. The first thing is over here on the far right-hand side. See where your name is in the top right-hand corner of command? If you give that a click, you have a settings option down here. And go ahead and click that. I'm going to bump up my zoom here. I want to make sure that you can see my screen well. If you guys, if you're watching here live with me and my screen looks too small or anything, or the writing is not clear, just let me know. I'll be happy to zoom in as much as I can without distorting the screen too much. So back to where we were. We went to the name. We chose the drop-down menu and we chose settings from that drop-down menu. These are your command settings. This is called your integrations page. This is where third-party platforms will integrate with your command. Think about like your DocuSign. Your Facebook also used to integrate here as well. Google Calendar, things like that. They're all located right here to be able to tie in and integrate with your command. The one that I want to show you specifically is right down here at the very bottom where it says email services. Your command email is right here. This is like a special email server. You actually get 5,000 free emails per month through your command email. And this is what smart plans use to send out your emails. So right over here, you'll notice it usually always says connected. If for some wild reason yours ever says not connected, let us know. We'll troubleshoot that for you, but it should always say connected. And over here on the far right, you have a manage button. When you go into manage, this is where you can adjust your name with how it appears and goes out on your smart plan. Like, at the very top of your email where it says to, and it'll have the email address, but sometimes it also shows the name and the from as well. This is where you would adjust that name. Your smart plan emails will go out from a generic email. It'll be like agent and have a gazillion numbers at kw.com or at mailer.com. However, when the recipient goes to reply, this is the email address those replies will go to. So you can come in here and adjust that as well. Think about like if you're on a team, or maybe you just have some personal branding, a logo, a company name, things like that. You can adjust that all right here to be that specific name that you want it to be. Also, you can adjust the email as well. It chooses all the emails that you may have listed within your command account, but you can also write in specific ones that you may not see here as well. Like if you created a new team email, something like that, you can come here, use the pencil to edit or the trash can to delete and start over. Okay, but that's where you would adjust it. Down here at the bottom, you can track your usage for your emails with your smart plan and keep track. Let's say you're working with a very large database, or maybe you've just really gotten into leveraging smart plans and can see how much it can actually generate referrals and leads out of your existing database. Then you may want to come and keep an eye on this. There will be another place in Smart Plans tab that'll kind of give you an idea as well. But for right here, you can see how close you're getting to it at the end of the month. And if you need to upgrade your subscription, you can do that by going to manage subscription right here at the bottom. Remember, the first 5,000 are free. Beyond that, you would have some kind of subscription that you would have to agree to and pay. Okay. But again, 5,000 a month will get you further than you think. So that is the command mail settings that I just wanted to point out right here, so that you'll come here, make sure this is set up the way that you want it to appear, your name and your email. And a little further down than that, you'll see Twilio is right here. If you would like to send text messages through command to your contacts, you do need to have a Twilio account. It is an additional fee. It is completely optional, guys. It is not required in any way, shape, or form. You can still use smart plans that include text messages in them, but instead of the system sending that automated text on your behalf, it will create a task for you, the agent or associate, and the task will remind you to use your own personal mobile device to go send a text to that person. Okay. So again, it doesn't limit you in using your smart plans, but it will help automate those text messages if you would like to have a Twilio account. Just a couple of things to keep in mind for this Twilio account. Again, completely optional. It is an additional fee. If you have an existing Twilio account outside of KW, there is a way to transfer that phone number if you would like to a KW Twilio account. However, the account itself is not transferable. It would just be transferring that number over. And if you want to start a new KW Twilio account or transfer that number over, you can do so by clicking right here, subscribe in Marketplace. When you click this, it goes into the costs for Twilio, goes into different options, different FAQs, and things like that. It's not necessarily paying per character that you text with. There are different credits that you would use. Sometimes if you use emojis, it'll use more than one credit, that kind of thing. So just look into it. They're pretty reasonable. I've actually seen some extremely low subscription plans for Twilio. So if that is something that you would like to do, definitely check it out. But again, I just want to stress this is optional, guys. You don't have to have this. You would just be using your own mobile devices in those texts instead of having command do it automatically for you. Okay. All right. So that's right here. If you do want to jump into that and set that up, it's here. Next thing I just want to point out is if you go, again, we're back here in the command settings from this drop down in the top, right? It has another menu over here to the left. Under Connect Settings, there is a marketing profile. Now, you do have several profiles within Command, and you can check out our tech tip videos on our YouTube channel if you're interested in learning about the 3 different profiles you have within Command. This one right here is the one that feeds out to all of your automated marketing, to your KW website, to your KW consumer mobile app, things like that. So it feeds from this bank of information right here. So you will want to make sure that you already have this filled out. If you've been set up by Scott Leroy Marketing before, then this should already be done for you. However, if you've just returned to KW, or you've transferred, or maybe you expanded to another market center, if you've done any kind of moving around like that, check in with us. We'll just make sure that that's updated for you and get it rebranded for your new market center if that is something you need. Okay. Big thing. You want to make sure this is toggled on green. You'll notice this says use my information to brand my agent site. It's not just for your agent site, it pulls into all your marketing. So you'll want to make sure that this is toggled on. Okay. As you go down, there's a lot of different fields here, a lot of different compliance items like your name, your license information. But then it goes into like your slogan and any designations you want. Even a military affiliation. If you're not affiliated with a military branch, there is even the option to put here that you're even just a supporter or a patriot, and you can choose your branch of military that you are supporting or a patriot of. You can put in a biography. Please remember, this is 100% consumer facing. This is what other consumers will see for you, okay? When you're thinking about your verbiage and that. As you come on down, it's going to be more of your market center branding and things like that. It goes into your legal footers, some social links that you can add, things like that. There is a tip video that goes into every single field about this. Just go ahead and check that out. Marketing profile if you need it. But your best bet, just reach out to us. This is something that we can do for you. We have a really short form you can fill out if you haven't already done it with us. And we can make sure that we can help get this adjusted as you need to. Okay. But you'll just want to make sure it's like you want it before you jump into smart plans. Because again, all the information from this will feed out into your smart plans. This is how you will get your information on those emails and things like that. Okay. All right. So that's kind of the back office work. I'm going to jump over here now to your contacts tab. Again, you can hit the red square if you need to know the names of the icons if you're not super familiar yet. But we're going to go into the contacts database right here. You just want to make sure that your contacts, number one, are in your command database. You'll hear this particular area called your command database, your contacts tab. These little guys over here on the left, they're called tabs now, but they used to be called applets. So if you hear contact applet, this may be what people are referring to. And so as you can see right here, these are going to be your contacts that are in here. And if you don't have them in here, you can reach out to us. We can help you import or add. If you're adding one at a time, you can choose the add button here. If you want to import them in bulk, you have an option to do that here. Again, it can be a little time consuming. There's specific formatting that needs to be done. And so we just recommend just reach out to us. Give us the file of your contacts with your command logins. We'll get it in for you lickety split. Okay. And so once your contacts are already in here, there's a few pieces of information that you want them to have if you're going to run smart plans. Smart plans generally do include an email that goes out. So you'll want to make sure that your contacts have email addresses. You can go here to filters and actually choose advanced, choose the field. Let's pull it up here, primary email. And you can actually filter to see who does not have an email address, who has that field of primary email empty right here, and you can hit apply. It'll show you all your contacts that do not have email addresses, and maybe that's a great way to reach out and get that piece of information as a conversation starter to make an introduction with that person. If you want to do just the opposite, you can actually see which fields are not empty and apply. Pull up those contacts to view them, and once you have them in front of you, you can add a tag so that you know, hey, these are the ones that have an email address that I want to put on that smart plan. Another piece of information is to make sure they do have a phone number on file if you are wanting to use the Twilio. Even if you don't use Twilio to do automated text, maybe you just want to use a smart plan that includes text and you plan on doing it using your own mobile device, then go ahead and make sure these contacts have that phone number on their contact profile right here if you plan on using a smart plan that has that. Okay. Another thing, another big popular thing with smart plans is like the KW birthday plan. That way, it would actually trigger based on the birthday date that you have on your contact profile right here and start sending you tasks to do for that person. Or if you, again, have things super automated, it would send an email, it would send a text to that person for their birthday, stuff like that, in and around on the date of their birthday. So you'll want to make sure they have a birthday on their contact profile. You can just simply click on the contact right here, hit the pencil to edit it, and you come down, it's under additional contact information. Just kidding, it's under about. And under the about field right here, you can add a birthday. You can also add a home anniversary. There is another KW Smart Plan that will help celebrate home anniversaries. So it will pull directly from these dates on the contact profile. So you'll want to have these on the contact if you're planning on using those smart plans. Okay. If you made any changes, definitely hit save. We're going to hit cancel and back out. See these tags right here? You'll want to tag your database so that it helps you add them to the smart plan later. Let's say you have a group of buyers or a group of sellers. Maybe you want to send a giant introduction smart plan out, and then every new lead that comes in after that, you'll also want them to be able to start that smart plan, to have that initial introduction to you, maybe some free resources, stuff like that. You'll want to create a tag for that. Maybe it's lead, maybe it's new, maybe whatever it is that you want it to be. You can add tags individually to those contacts if you would like. Like if I click back on the contact profile, I can always hit that pencil again and add the tag right here. I can even create tags from this point if I put my cursor there and pull up. Let's put something completely random in here that I know that is not in here, like zebra. Oh my gosh, look, I used it as a test already. That's hilarious. All right, let's try another one. Something that is not associated with a database. All right, so right here, I can type giraffe for some strange reason and create that custom tag if I need to, even get to choose that color and hit tag. It'll make that tag for me and go ahead and apply it to this contact if I want it to. Okay. So just know that those options are there if you want to add them individually to that contact, but you can come back out here to your contacts, choose one or more. You can even choose the select all button right here in the header. Notice a select bulk action menu comes up right there, little hidden menu inside your contacts. If you haven't watched our contact or our database overview, highly recommend it. Get to learn all kinds of tricks in here. But you can choose the bulk action menu right here and add tags in bulk, up to 500 at a time. You can even remove tags right down here at the bottom as well if you need to. Okay, so if we wanted to add a tag to these to make sure that they are tagged appropriately. Let's say we're going to do the birthday smart plan. I'll want to make sure that I add that tag so I'll know to add them to the birthday. Or maybe I have that tag created that I already have a birthday on these contacts and they're ready to go on that smart plan. Whatever it means for you, you can add the tag right here or create it if you need to. You can select more than one, however many you need to, and it'll apply them to the contacts that you have checked. If you're working with a database that's larger than two, you can always come over here to the show one of two. You can give that a click and ask it to show you up to 500 contacts per page. So when you select all, it selects the 500 on the page that you're on. Use the bulk action menu to apply that tag. Once you're done, you would just hit next page, which would be right here. And then you will do the same. Select all, bulk action, okay, to get up to 500 contacts added to a smart plan at one time, okay? That's how you add them in bulk. All right. That is it. Well, excuse me, I want to show you one more other thing. Another popular smart plan is the monthly neighborhood nurture. You can actually set your contacts up to where the system itself will automatically send an email to the contacts monthly or biweekly, whichever smart plan you choose. There's a biweekly neighborhood nurture and a monthly neighborhood nurture. It would send them basically like a neighborhood snapshot for them, stats, current listings, things like that, for them just to keep an eye on the market. So everybody should want one of this, right? You either own real estate and you're concerned about property value, so you want to keep an eye on your neighborhood. Maybe you're looking to buy, so you want to keep an eye on the neighborhoods you're interested in, or maybe you rent and you want to start actively buying soon. Everybody wants to have a neighborhood snapshot. Okay, so everybody you know is probably going to want to be set up on this monthly neighborhood nurture. If you've imported your contacts into Command, the neighborhood may have already been applied automatically by Command to your contact if you had a physical address for them. If not, and you already have your contacts in your Command database, and for some reason, let's say the physical address wasn't included when you imported them, or they may be located in an area that's super rural or maybe really commercial, and they don't have a quote unquote neighborhood set for that area, you may want to come in and add those neighborhoods manually, which you would need to do after you imported them. Okay, so in that case, let's grab Joe Bob here. And if you come down on the left-hand side, when you're looking at the contact information on this profile, you'll notice a neighborhood right here, an add neighborhood button. Notice that his primary neighborhood did not set. We have a physical address on file for him. However, this is a commercial address. And so if the primary address is commercial, it won't pull as per se neighborhood because there's not a residential area there. So you can add them manually in this case. Let me say this again. If you come here and see a primary neighborhood on file for the contact, you're good to go. It's already set. If they have additional neighborhoods they want to keep up with, you can always add more. But if you come here and nothing is showing for primary, you'll want to add at least one on here for that monthly neighborhood nurture email to go out. Okay, so you can come here and add neighborhood, click find on a map. This particular location bar right here is actually based on street names. If you want to use that, you can. Where you have their primary physical location will already be pinged on this map. And so you can hold your control key down and zoom in and see the green boxes. These are all neighborhoods that are populating. When you hover over, you'll see the names and you can just click whichever ones you want to add. You'll see them being lined up down here at the bottom. Let's say you clicked one you don't want. You can either unclick it here or just hit the X down at the bottom. I'm going a little fast for my system. Sorry if you're seeing it skip just a little bit. But that's how you would add neighborhoods and you can save. You can add as many as you want to, guys. There is no limit. They will only get one email when it goes out and it will have all the neighborhoods on it. And yes, Tracy got a question in the chat. Can the consumer add additional neighborhoods? 100%. I'm glad you asked. If you haven't checked out our consumer app class, highly recommend it. If the consumer has created their own personal login, either for your KW agent website, at the top right-hand corner where it says login or sign up, a consumer can create their own login there to personalize the information on your website for them, where they can see saved listings, collections. They can actually create their own saved searches from there. They can start following new neighborhoods if they would like to. It's so many things that they can actually personalize on your website if they'll create their own consumer login. Same for your KW consumer app, actually called as well in the App Store, KW Buy and Sell app. If your consumer logs into that, that is the same login that will work for both places, the KW agent website and the consumer mobile app. And it personalizes that information, gives them ability to collaborate with you on all levels as they're going through their buying or selling process. And they can actually add neighborhoods themselves from both of those locations. Fabulous question, Tracy. And how you can tell that is right here. See the green ones with an X and the white lettering? That means I, the agent, or whoever within command, have added those neighborhoods because I can also remove them. If they're in white backgrounds with green lettering, notice I don't have the ability to remove those. That means the consumer added them themselves. Okay. And yes, actually, Tracy, you're asking, do we get notification when someone looks at or saves homes? If they have created a consumer login, you absolutely will get an update over here on the right-hand side. Again, highly, highly recommend going and checking out our consumer app overview course. I believe I taught that one last Wednesday, so there should be a rather fresh class archive of that on our YouTube channel, but you can come in here and actually look into your contacts and get notifications where they have added, excuse me, added up listings or liked listings. This one will show you right here. This particular consumer viewed a collection that was sent to him and it shows the address. They can even request a tour. They can send you questions about the properties. You can see it even if they viewed the listing. It's all kinds of great goodness. Lots of Big Brother kind of access to that consumer if they have created that consumer login. Okay. Um, all right. So that's how you add neighborhoods to a contact, get them ready for that smart plan. Remember, you might want to add a tag to that person as well once you know that neighborhood is on their profile and that they're good to go. Sometimes I add in one that's like MNN, which is short for monthly neighborhood nurture. You can see that right here. And so I know that these contacts have home anniversaries on their contacts. They've got birthdays already in place, and I've added them or they're ready to be added to the MNN because I've added the neighborhood. Okay. I'm gonna take a quick sip, y'all. Get the frog out of my throat. Just a second. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So this actually completes the part in contacts that you may want to do as prep work for your smart plans. Okay. Our last stop before we jump into the actual smart plans tab is over here on designs. Again, hit that red KW at the top if you need to, but designs is right here, little square with a paintbrush. This is where you can create marketing pieces for all kinds of things like print, social media, paid ads, and for emails. So if you are planning on doing a smart plan, let's say you want to advertise something, or maybe you want to advertise yourself. You want to introduce yourself to a new lead and have that introduction package that I was talking about. Like if you get a new lead into your command, if they sign up on your website or whatever overnight, and you want to make sure they've got information right away, you can create an introduction smart plan that sends them an email. Maybe it creates a task for you the next day to make sure that you call and reach out to them, things like that. You can create a design right here in the designs tab that will go out on your email because there's two different kinds of emails you can send through smart plans. And I'm going to show you the difference. The first is simple. It is exactly the way it sounds. You are simply typing whatever you want to go out in that email. There is no email signature. There is no header. There are no graphics, no nothing. It is simply whatever you type into that email that you want to send. The other type of email that you can send through a smart plan is a design email. It will take one of these designs right here from the design tab and put it in the email for you. Looks super professional, great graphics, right? And so it will have your email signature on it as well built in. So you may want to come here to your designs tab, create a design, make sure you choose email. If you make a social post or a print piece, it's not going to be compatible with a smart plan email, okay? So make sure you're grabbing email when you come in here, and you can do next, and then it'll show you the templates that are available, or you can create your own. But I just wanted to show you that these are here so that you can personalize them, adjust them how you would like to. I'm going to show you a little bit more when we jump into the emails because you'll actually see us come back in and grab that design out of the designs tab. But I just wanted you to be aware that that's what it looks like in your designs. We do have archived classes and tons of tech tech tip videos on creating designs. So check that out if you're not super familiar, and you can see all the different ways that you can personalize and create just beautiful graphics right here in your designs tab. Okay. All right. The wait is over. We're going to jump into your Smart Plans tab here. This is going to be the fourth icon down. It looks like a little, maybe a checklist with a little cogwheel in the bottom right. And this is what your Smart Plans tab looks like. First thing you might notice, giant blue banner telling you you do not have Twilio connected. It's 100% okay. You can X that out if you would like, or if you do want Twilio or have Twilio and you're seeing that it's not connected, get that resolved before you jump in here, okay? It'll take you to that same place. See how it says subscribe to KW Marketplace? This will take you to the same place as back there on the integrations page where it said manage subscription or add subscription. Both places will take you to the KW Marketplace, which is right up here. See this little hut icon at the top? That's your marketplace. That's where you can go buy other third-party platforms and apps to integrate with your command. Okay. So that's where it will take you so that you can see all the pricing and get signed up with that account if you choose to. Okay. Let's go over this in super basic general terms here, just in case you are not familiar with command template or the command layout. It's very similar on a lot of the different tabs within command. And so at the top, you'll notice we have some tabs we're going to be exploring here shortly. You generally have a search bar right here on the tabs within command. And over here on the right, generally there's going to be a call to action button in the top right, as we do here, where you can create a smart plan from scratch. I'll jump into that last, usually at the end of class. I want to show you some information packed smart plans that you can already pre-work with and edit and adjust as you would like them to be first, instead of just showing you a blank template and show you how to build blocks from there. So right down here at the bottom, you'll notice we have people plans and published smart plans. People plans are going to be smart plans that you've either already created or you've gone back here to the smart plans library and you've leveraged things that have already been created either by KW themselves or associates and agents that have created smart plans and shared them with the rest of the KW universe. Okay. Once you get them from your library, which I'll show you in a second, it'll actually come here and be a smart plan in your smart plans tab that you can choose from to actually edit or go ahead and activate and send out to folks. Okay. It's called people plans because we do anticipate that eventually we're going to have other kinds of plans maybe added as KW continues to build this tab out. But for right now, people plans means it applies to your contacts within your database. Okay. And then Julian, fantastic question. Do you have to subscribe to Twilio in order to do the neighborhood nurture? No, sir, you do not. So the neighborhood nurture is going to be a monthly email and it does not include a text action. Okay. So no Twilio required. And also do remember that you can use smart plans that include text messaging. It'll just create a task for you to do the do the text yourself on your mobile device versus if you have Twilio, it will automatically send that text out. And there's some pretty great dynamic texting within smart plans. I'll show you here in just a second that will make you want to get a Twilio account. If I was still a realtor in production, I 100% would get my Twilio account based on some of the things you can do right here through smart plans to leverage. You're welcome, Julian. So down here at the bottom again, these are your smart plans. You can notice these little triangles. Some people call them carrots, arrows, whatever. Anytime you see these in command, it's going to mean that you have a drop down button there or a drop down menu. So we'll just give that a click and you'll notice that it will show you just a general overview of the steps within that smart plan. Like for instance, this particular smart plan is a touch task, which means that it will interact with the contact. Touch task means it actually creates that task for you. So based on whatever it is, it could be reminding you to make a phone call, reminding you to send a text, reminding you to do a handwritten card, whichever it is. I have seen them also say, go to the consumer's social media and make a comment or interact with them on their social. So any kind of task that would be a touch task, which means an interaction with that contact, that is the first step in this particular smart plan. It'll delay 7 days and then it'll send a simple email. This particular smart plan was manually created and it would have been just a simple email that would be sent with whatever that particular agent typed in there. Remember, it won't include a signature unless you add one. And see how if I hover over it, it gives us a little blurb. I don't know if you can see that on your screen very well because it's black on gray, but it'll actually show you a little bit about what it is if you hover over it. And so the last step after that simple email goes out is they've set it up to send out to a second smart plan. You can stack your smart plans to where they'll actually be linked together. And once you have like maybe your introduction smart plan that you want to send out that you created, maybe after you make contact with that person, maybe 5 days in or something, you'll have it actually set them up for a monthly neighborhood nurture smart plan. And it'll do that automatically for you so that you don't have to come back in here and try to figure out who you need to add to the plan. It's pretty snazzy. So again, this little carrot right here will show you the steps within that smart plan. Next column, contacts. You'll notice there are 0. If we had contacts on a smart plan in here, and I'm just sifting through really quick to see if I've got anybody. Let me just sort by contacts. That would have been smarter. Um, but it doesn't like we have anybody added. If you did have someone added to a smart plan in here, it would show the number of contacts added, like 1 or 500, however many you have, and it'll have a little eyeball right here. You can click on that eyeball. It would open a window to show you everybody that is on that smart plan currently, and you would have the option to remove them as well from that particular standpoint. Having contacts on your smart plan means it is active. Adding contacts to a smart plan means you have activated it. Removing contacts from a smart plan means you have deactivated it. So the ones you are seeing sitting here with no contacts on them, they are completely 100% inactive. Okay. So if you got any questions about that, let me know. We've got tech tip videos that show you how to activate, deactivate, that kind of thing. But these right here with no contacts on them just simply mean they're inactive, not doing anything fancy. And as soon as we add contacts, they'll be active again, and the contact will start moving through that smart plan. Next, the columns are going to be when they're created, the duration that they'll run. Like notice this is a quarterly call plan, so it runs for 91 days. It sets a task up for you to call that person. It'll wait itself 90 days, has a 90-day delay on it, and then it'll restart itself and send you another task to call that person. And then it'll wait another 90 days and repeat. Pretty snazzy. Over here is total touches because again, it's just for that one call a quarter, right? And over here, you'll notice some action buttons that you have. You can add contacts to your smart plans from right here. Just know it will limit you for how many that you can actually add. And so in the you can do this, you can add them from right here, that's fine. The bulk way that I showed you earlier is probably the easiest because you can get up to 500 at a time. You can add a bazillion people to Smart Plan. You're not limited at 500. You just are maxed out to add them in increments of 500. I hope that makes sense. Okay. And then, okay, I'm seeing some questions about filters and contacts. If you'll still hang around at the end of class, I will jump back into that for you. I usually try to call people by their names, but it looks like your name is Zoom user. So Zoom user, just so you know, I'm talking to you. Um, I'll show you about those filters on your contacts, okay, after class. All right, going right back to adding contacts to a smart plan, you can add them by name, you can add them by tags, you can also select all. Right here, just know that if you had a large number of contacts, I believe this particular portion will limit you to 20 per page. You'll have to click on load more, load more, load more. And so doing it 20 at a time is kind of time consuming. So that's why I highly recommend doing it the other way, add up to 500 at a time, and that'll save you some time. Okay. Hit cancel. You can also edit smart plans right here. See this pencil? We're fixing to do that on a couple of these smart plans so that I can show you how to edit them. I just want to point out to you that if there is a contact on that smart plan, meaning it's currently active, your editing will be completely, well, Not completely limited, but super limited, because it doesn't want to change that smart plan while you have someone on the plan. So you may have some limited editability if it is an active plan. Also, if KW authored the smart plan, if you grab one of theirs out of the library, which we're fixing to do, just know they're made to be tried and true. Stick some contacts on it and let it roll. It's not made for you to have to go in and do a ton of customization to, because they have really cool things like merge fields that are going to pull your contact's name and stuff like that for you. And so you will have limited editability on a KW authored smart plan as well. Okay. But this little pencil right here on your screen is where you would jump in and edit them if you need to. The three dots over here on the right also means you have other options. You can copy that smart plan. You can publish it to the library, which would move it right here to your publish tab, which means now everybody in the KW universe can also grab your smart plan that you've created so that you can help others leverage their business as well. And you can also delete the smart plan from your My Smart Plans right here by choosing that delete option. That copy option, just keep this in mind. That is a great way to edit a smart plan. If it's currently active, let's say you notice a typo or whatever, you can make a copy of it, correct the copy, make sure it's how you want it. Then you can add all those contacts to the correct one and remove them from the incorrect one and delete it. Okay. There's a tech tip video on how to edit a smart plan. Check that out before you start doing it. But it'll show you the step by step on how to do that. That was one other thing I was going to add in here too. Oh, disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. Set yourself up on the smart plan first, especially if you are grabbing it out of the library up here and it is not KW authored. It's another just KW associate or agent that has created it, or you created it yourself from scratch. Set yourself up on the smart plan first. This is the way you're going to catch typos and things like that. Plus, it just gives you a great perspective of how the consumer is going to experience your smart plans, right? So definitely do that. We have tons of people that reach out all the time. Oops, I made a typo. How do I fix it? It's already gone out to 500 people. We can't pull it back. So, FYI, send it to yourself first. All right, so that's the basic layout right here of your Smart Plans tab. Let's go ahead and jump into the library up here so I can show you how you do not have to recreate the wheel. You can 100% leverage what other people have done. And you'll notice here again, similar layout. Search fields. You have filters that you can actually go through. If you know that you want a smart plan that goes, let's say, a year or less, you can choose. You also can choose the author. Maybe there's a particular high producing agent that has serious leverage with their smart plans and are sharing like how much business they're getting, how many leads and referrals they're generating. So you're kind of wanting to stick to what they're doing, and kind of build your business off of their model. Well, you can come right here and search for that particular person, if see if they've authored those smart plans and how you can locate them. Touches. Again, how many touches or interactions you're going to have with that contact. You can choose right here. Also, downloads. I'll show you where you can see how many times these smart plans have been downloaded by other agents to kind of give you an idea of, hey, is it working great? But if you want to make sure that it's been downloaded and tried by, let's say 1,000 other agents, well, you can put that right here and limit it. And also rating. If you want to see what smart plans only have a 5-star rating, you can set that filter right here. Click filter results and just see the smart plans based on the filters that you applied. Okay, I'm going to reset that because I want to make sure you see all of them right here. But you can search by smart plan name, author name, and description. Over on the right-hand side, you do have categories. I'm fixing to scroll down through all of these so you don't have to choose just a category. They are all right here. But you'll notice the blue background. That is the first grouping of smart plans. These are the featured ones. They are 8 of them right here. And you can kind of slide side to side here and view all of those 8 that are super popular and featured. It'll give you the name of the smart plan, a blurb about it. It'll also tell you when it was published, show you what the reviews are. It has 38 reviews. It's 4.5 stars. That's pretty great. It's been downloaded 9,000 plus times. It includes 3 steps, goes for about 31 days. And actually, out of those 3 steps that it does, it actually has 1 interaction with the contact. tells you who the author was. If you want to view the steps, you can click View Steps here, and it'll open that new window for you and show you it's a phone call with a 30-day delay, and then it'll restart itself. So this plan is a monthly call plan. And so you can add this smart plan to your smart plans, this tab over here, just by clicking Add Smart Plan. You can name it what you would like and then hit download. Chances are we already have it, so our download button is grayed out. But that's how you would move a smart plan from the library and download it into your smart plan so that you can actually start using it. Okay. Ashley's asking for the ones that include an email, is there a way to preview it without adding or downloading it? At this time, when you're viewing them in the library, the closest you're going to get is seeing the steps right here, but then you can hover over it and see how it'll give you that little bitty teeny weeny blurb. You can at least see that. Like this is a phone call, so it's going to create a task for you, the agent, to call this person, and that task says follow up with, and it'll include the contact's first name and last name. See, there's the ... after it. So there is more to it, but there is no way to actually see that beyond just hovering over and holding your mouse there. Okay, so you can download it into your smart plans, jump into it, see the details, and then if you decide it's not for you, you can delete it using those features we just went over. So if you want to do it that way. Okay, great question. Coming on down from the featured smart plans, you will see the Keller Williams ones. There are 10 of them. Highly, highly recommend these guys, specifically because you may see a lot of smart plans being created by other agents for things like birthday and home anniversary and things like that. KW authored smart plans for the birthday and the home anniversary are the only ones at this time that are properly coded to actually pull the date from your contact in your contact database. The other ones that are offered do not have that coding. You can set the 500 people up on the birthday one, and today they will all get their happy birthday, depending on, well, but not depending on when their actual birthday is. Okay, so just highly recommend making sure you are grabbing the Keller Williams authored smart plans if you are looking to do the ones that have any kind of birthday or home anniversary. Okay. Also, you'll notice right here, biweekly neighborhood nurture. This is the one I was telling you about that'll go out every 2 weeks if you would like it to. Downloaded over 140,000 times with a 4.5-star rating. It's outstanding. You can again tell that Keller Williams authored it by right here on the smart plan itself. As we move over to the right, I thought I clicked on something when I was talking. Hold on, let me go back. I did. Okay, there we go. Now I got my little arrows back. See, I'm talking and I'm getting trigger happy with my mouse. So over here on the arrows, you can hit to the right here, and there's the birthday one. There's the monthly neighborhood one. Long-term nurture is also a fabulous one. I'll show you that one actually as one of my examples. And if you click over all the way to the right, you have home anniversary right here. These are the great ones that are coded properly to pull from the dates within your contact database. Highly, highly, highly recommend grabbing those. Okay. Promote My App is not a bad one either. It's pretty great. Coming on down from the Keller Williams, you have top rated right here. And if you come down further than that, you have what's new. These are ones that are just breaking. If you are liking to pioneer and be on the cutting edge of things that are being created, you might want to come check some of these out. These are brand new ones that haven't been downloaded that much. You can come out here, test them, give them a review, give that agent feedback, and go ahead and snag the idea for yourself and leverage your business with it. It's a pretty great idea. That is it for your library. We're going to jump back over to your My Smart Plans right here because we already had the particular ones I want to cover with you today already downloaded into our My Smart Plans. So I'm just going to come up here to the top and I want to grab the long-term one today. Actually, let's see if it'll come up with the word long. There it is. So this is the one I want to show you today because it has so many of the different actions. So I'm going to come right over here to edit, and it'll open it up. On the left-hand side, you will actually see the smart plan itself and all of its steps. Over here on the right-hand side, you will have all of your actions that you can choose to do. You can create a task, make a phone call, send an email, send text, set a delay, add to another smart plan, remember I told you you can link them and restart the smart plan. If you do not choose to restart the smart plan, the contact will be removed from the smart plan once they've run all the way through it one time. Okay, so if you notice that the number of contacts on a particular smart plan, you added them and now you don't see anybody on it, it's because they completed that smart plan. You can actually go into the contact profile in the contact database up here, the contact tab, look on the timeline for the particular contact, and it'll show you if that smart plan was successful or not for that particular contact. I'll show you a different way in reports here in just a second where you can actually see how the whole thing performed. But these are your actions over here on the right. Tips and rules are down here at the bottom. Highly recommend checking out the compliance and best practices for outreach. It's just handy dandy. And then also, it does set forward some restrictions that it does have, like it will only allow up to 10 tasks per day, and delays must be added between to include more. Also, and that's just smart for you too, right? As an agent, you don't need to be working on your business all the time, or excuse me, in your business all the time. You need to be working on your business. So you don't want to come in and swamp yourself with 10 tasks per contacts per your entire database every single day. You will totally get overwhelmed and get backlogged quick like and in a hurry. So don't do that to yourself. So these are just very simple restrictions that they've set. They don't want you to spam the consumer either. So it actually will require that at least 1 day delay has to be between text messages, things like that. So just brief yourself on these details that are listed over here when you have time. You'll get familiar with them. It'll be pretty easy. But I'm going to jump over here to the left-hand side, and I want to show you some of the features of these different actions. If you ever want to add an action in, you would simply grab this little plus sign and click plus, and it'll add it over here on the left-hand side. Now this is part of this smart plan, okay? So just wanted to show you that. We just add the actions as you need to. See the green and the down button? I can move this action above or below, whichever I want. And I can also delete it from right here. Excuse me, as you are filling these out, you will make sure that you save them as you go. Yes, we have a save button in the top right, and that's for your whole smart plan, but save it as you go. We've seen a lot of work go into these sometimes, and if your screen blips, your internet blips, whatever, just make sure you save it as you go. So save each little action here as you edit them. We're going to go ahead and delete that one. I'm going to remove it. I want to start at the top for you guys just to show you what this already has because it's absolutely fabulous. Right here, you would change the name of your smart plan. Notice the pencil. You can adjust it to be whatever you want. This is internal. This is what you would see as an agent. You can add trigger events. Guys, these are fabulous. This feeds off tags that you have within your command database. You can add a tag here as a trigger. Let's say let's go back to that thought of the introduction smart plan that you might be building for yourself, right? To get those free resources into the consumer's hands right away. Every time they come into your command database as a lead. So let's say the lead tag is what you want to be a trigger. You can come right here and grab the lead tag and add that as a trigger. Anytime a consumer, once this is saved on your smart plan, let me back up. Once this trigger is saved on your smart plan, moving forward, any contact that comes into your database and the tag lead is added to it, they will automatically get put onto your smart plan. Pretty genius, right? Now, anybody that is currently in your command database already having the tag lead, you would need to manually add them. It doesn't go retro. It doesn't go back and grab those and put them on here, but you can easily add those, right? Because we went over how to add contacts by tag. This is just a trigger. This means I'm going to go ahead and choose that trigger. It means anybody in this database that is added with the tag lead will now get started on this smart plan. It gives you a little note of what I just told you, that it will not be the ones that have already had that tag will not be added. You do have to manually add the ones that currently have that tag, but anybody moving forward with that tag, whatever you have created it to be, will be added to the smart plan automatically. Huge leverage, guys, huge leverage. I'm going to hit back. I don't want to confirm that trigger because I don't want to start sending smart plans to our demo account. So you can add up to 10 triggers at a time, add however many tags that you want right here that you have decided that is good for your business, but you can add them there. And whenever those tags are added in command in the contacts tab, they'll automatically start on that smart plan. Pretty genius. Next is right here. This is add to a smart plan. This is what it looks like. If we had grabbed over here to the right, add to a smart plan, you are linking them to the next smart plan that you want added. The smart plan that we're in is the long-term nurture. It's a 30 plus step smart plan, excuse me, 8 steps for 31 days. But this one will add them to the monthly neighborhood nurture so that they'll also go on that smart plan as well. Next, you'll see a 10-day delay. Then it would actually give you a task to make a phone call to that person. Notice that you can set priority level, how many days you have until it's due, the due date time, and then the task name and task description. When the tasks show up over here in your tasks tab, you can actually determine what that looks like for you. This right now says phone call with, and we've added some merge fields so that right when you look at that task, you immediately know that person's first name and last name. You know exactly who you're going to reach out to. Also, it will have a hyperlink within that task to link back to that contact in case you're on the phone with them and you need to click on their contact to go check their timeline or notes or maybe an opportunity that you have set up with them, whatever it is. It'll all be pretty great and quick to be able to use that task because it'll have that hyperlink in it. You can change these merge tags. Maybe you don't want to see their first and last name and you just want to see their first name with their phone number. I can come over here to my merge tags and grab phone number. So even just looking at a glance at my tasks, I'll know the name of the person that I'm calling them and their phone number right off the top. For task description, I can add even more merge fields right here to include birthday, maybe their anniversary, their email if I want, and include it all right here. Maybe I wanted to discuss something specifically with them, so I have maybe a neighborhood hyperlink that I want to go over and talk about their local area right now. Where we were adding neighborhoods before on the contacts, you can actually grab a link from that neighborhood right there on the contact profile, save it right here into your smart plan so that when this task is created, you can be sure that you're looking at that particular neighborhood when you're talking to them. Pretty great, huh? It looks like I'm almost to my time here. I'm going to keep showing because I want to make sure I show you what the text looks like. So if you have 2 or 3 more minutes to hang out with me, please do. I'm just going to wrap this up here. This is pretty much the end of the class though. I just want to show you that's the task. We've already seen that. We've seen what a delay looks like. Where is my text messages? Oh, give me just a second. Let me go grab another smart plan. It looks like this one has gotten edited. I apologize. I always use it for class, but we have a lot of people that use these. So bear with me just a second. Let me go grab something else. Let me go grab the 36 touch and see if we have some dynamic texting in this. There's our email we're fixing to go over. We're going to make it right here. Let's do send task. If we are send text, so you can add an action for send text right here. Notice it gives you a bar again that you don't have Twilio. It's fine. If you want it to do an automated text, you have to have Twilio. Otherwise, you can just create text task and it will do that for you right here. Is exactly the same way the task was set up, but it's just for a text this time. So it will tell you to text first name, last name as you set that up. I want to show you what the automated text actually can do. Notice that we can have it be dynamic. You can have it be static. What that means is you would type one text message in here and you can still use your merge fields. So contact first name, question mark. So I can set up this text. It's static. That means that every single time the contact moves through this particular smart plan, this is the only text that will ever be sent to them every time they reach that particular part of the smart plan. But If I have it dynamic, I can actually set up to 6 text messages in here that all have different text in them, different comments, different questions. Every time the contact moves through this smart plan, it knows that they've already received that first text the last time they went through it. Now it'll send them the next. Up to 6 times. So you could have a consumer repeat a smart plan 6 times, and each time it will send them a different text that really makes it look like it's a not a bulk text. There's no better way to say that. So every single time you can have it say something different. You can add up to 6. You don't have to have all 6. Like you can see here, it's just 2. But I wanted you to be able to see what that dynamic texting was looking like. Last thing, the email right up here. Let me grab it. Here we go. Nope, just kidding. There's the email. All right, so email, it'll show you where they will be replying to. You set that up underneath command email when we came into the first part of the class. You can choose the subject line that they see for the email, and this is where you can choose simple or designs. Simple, again, it is just the text that you see right here, and that is it. Period. End of story. It's not going to have your signature at the end unless you add it. Okay. You can put a hyperlink in it. You can still use your merge fields with it, but it is just the text you type in. You can choose designs, and this is where it'll allow you to go and select a design. It takes us to the design templates in the design library. Choose an email. You'll notice all of these are emails. It's showing you the ones that are simply compatible with the email in SmartPlan. So we'll just grab one. It'll tell you that you need to make sure all of your edits are done now. So go ahead and do that. It opens up the editor right away so that you can scroll through. See how this says your subscribers' names? That's not a merge field. That literally would go out to somebody saying your subscribers' names. So we would want to come in here and add from a merge field here that contact's first name. Now that's a true merge field. So we can hit done, make sure that that's changed the way we want to. You can even come up here at the top and hit preview or even send yourself a test email. I can even choose a fake contact so that I can actually see, okay, yes, it did go ahead and plug in their name the way that I wanted it to. It looks good. I'm going to hit X. I can save it if I want. I'm going to hit X in this case because I'm just done. But it will attach that design to your email right here, and that's the way it'll look when it goes out. So that is how the actions look here within a smart plan. You can save right here. I'm going to edit back out and discard my changes. And if you ever want to create a blank smart plan, you would simply hit the create button, add your name or whatever you would want. We have a ton of tests, so I'm just having to put in a crazy name so it'll start. And when you do that, you'll notice it looks very similar. It's just blank on the left, and I create my actions by pulling them over from the right. Okay? All right. And very, very last thing, over here on your reports tab, you can always click on this and go to emails right up here at the top. Choose Smart Plans, and you can actually see how many you've sent out of your total and see how many have delivered, undelivered, opened, clicked, replied, or unsubscribed. And you get to see the emails that have done that by clicking on View Details at the bottom. You would open it up and it would actually show you the email addresses that have done that item, whether they've been delivered but not opened or opened, whichever it is. And there's some other metrics down here at the bottom that show you how many times you've been marked as spam. It calls it reputation metrics. So there's a lot to be had back here as far as going through and seeing your performance based on your smart plans. You can even come under text and calls, and it'll show you those as well if you have Twilio set up. Thank you guys for sticking with me for a couple extra minutes. Even though I talk this fast, it still goes over a little bit. So I apologize. I want to be respectful of your time. If you are watching this back on archive on our YouTube channel and you want to reach out to us, it is support at Scott Leroy Marketing. And I thank you, or scottleroymarketing.com. And I thank you for watching.